Hello everyone, this is Rob Chronicles. Listen, the stuff going on in Minnesota, it's wrong. Them police are wrong. Them police officers are wrong. Let me tell you, I'll be the first one. I'm a former law enforcement officer myself and first responder. I'm watching this video and I can't see any justification of anything. He's already handcuffed. They handcuffed him before they brought him around by the car. This is wrong. This is wrong. I'm here to tell you this, okay? Procedure was not followed, because if procedure was followed, he'd still be alive. Mr. Floyd would still be alive, okay? These police officers did this on purpose. They had to have. The intent is on the video. He's sitting there handcuffed saying, "I can't breathe, I can't breathe." And what are they doing? Well, what is the one officer doing at least? The one officer that we can see on the video. I saw a picture of the three other officers behind the car on his body. Why were they all three on top of this guy? He was handcuffed. He was already handcuffed without incident. Fox News is showing a video of them handcuffing him and taking him around to the car. Now, you can't see on the far left-hand corner of the car what happened. But I'm sure there's somebody got something out there or saw something out there. And even if he did try to fight, push him up against the car. Push him up against the car. And then have your other buddies try to get him in the car. Don't throw him down to the ground if that's what they did, and jump on top of him and then ride his knee like a horsey ride, or ride his neck like a horsey ride. What the hell is wrong with these cops? They're tyrants. They're absolute tyrants. They killed this man. Why? Because they could. Now, I'm a former law enforcement officer, and you're hearing that from me. And I like law enforcement. I respect law enforcement. But I won't be bullied or pushed around by law enforcement. I will not. It will not happen to me. I have dark skin myself. I have been profiled before myself. It will not happen to me. Now, I feel in my heart sorry for this man and his family. Especially when you had people on scene begging the police officers, "Let me check his pulse. Let him breathe, let him up." That one officer, the other two officers were on top of him. They could have laid him there and he could have caught his breath. But the officer needed to get off of his neck. Take his knee off his neck. As far as I'm concerned, that officer on his neck is a murderer. He is a murderer. Let me repeat it again. Murderer. And the other three, accomplices. Accomplices. What in the hell? Minnesota's a powder keg right now. Actually, it's going. It's on. People are looting and all that other stuff. Now, I don't justify the looting. It wasn't their business. It wasn't their business that caused this man to die. Leave those businesses alone. Two wrongs don't make a right. Two wrongs don't make a right. But a blatant murder on videotape damn sure doesn't make a right. Now, I'm not saying anything about, hurting anybody or anything like that, because I don't condone that at all. But this man was killed, and it was done intentionally. Procedure was not followed. Training was not followed. Okay? That's how I can tell you that. Because of my training, as a law enforcement officer, as a former law enforcement officer, my training tells me that I cannot ride the horsey wave on a man's neck or woman's neck until they are dead. I cannot do that. I will not do that. I'm upset. I'm mad at this because these officers knew better than this. They knew better. There is no justification to that. And there was 4 officers on scene. You would figure at least one officer would have a conscience enough to say, all right, man, get up. Get up off of him. Where was that officer at? Where was the cool-headed officer at that said, all right, man, get up. Let him breathe. Let him get some air. Get up. Let's put him back in the car. Or let's get him in the car. Or something. That's a human being. That is a human being. It was a non-violent crime that he was being arrested for. Non-violent crime. And these men did that to him. What in the hell is going on with people? America, we have to stand up against these tyrannical people. The serpent must be killed. And I don't mean go out and just start murdering people or slaughtering people or whatever it is in the name of freedom. I don't know. Taking someone's life is a last resort. And it should always be a last resort. Period. End of story. No questions asked, no debate. Last resort. Absolute last resort. All these lives have been ruined because of that decision. The lives of the 4 officers, the lives of Mr. Floyd, ruined. Because someone didn't have the sense enough to consider someone else a human being. A human being. That's what he was. He was a man. He had a family that loved him. Tyrants. Why is the police paramilitarized? Why? Why do they have armored carriers and other military weapons and tactics? Why? Why do they need that? Because they're tyrants. Tyrant. I'll say it again. Tyrant. Tyrannical. This is absolutely insane. And then to have all the looting and rioting going on. You know, if you want to be taken seriously, you have to act like a human. You have to act like a person that's got a brain. You got to use your common sense. You can't go and get yourself a brand new TV from Target because somebody died at the hands of stupidity. That doesn't give you a free ticket. Now I'm trying to be as fair as I can be. You can't do that. You can't murder a person by being on their neck and not allowing them to breathe while they're already handcuffed and can't defend themselves. And you damn sure can't go get no TV and loot somebody's business that had nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. To me, in my opinion, Mr. Floyd died in vain. He died in vain because you guys are looting. Be his advocate. Don't loot. Don't set stuff on fire. Don't wreck police cars. Be his advocate. Speak up against the tyrannical police. Don't loot and steal and destroy things just because you can or you think you can. If that was me, I would hope that if I was in Mr. Floyd's shoes and the police were on my neck and rode my neck like a horsey until I died, I would hope that people would not loot and steal and destroy property, because then I would have died in vain. Now, I never knew the fellow. I never knew Mr. Floyd. He's in a complete different area of the States that I've never been in before. But he was a person. He was a man. And he had a family that loved him. And he was killed by the tyrannical police of America. Without a care at all for human life. You're supposed to protect and serve the community where you work and live. This is absolutely ridiculous. 4 lives wasted. 5 lives. 5 lives. My bad. My math is wrong. 5 lives. 4 police officers and Mr. Floyd. Lives ruined. Gone. Because someone couldn't do the right thing. Someone had to pretend to be a big man with a badge. Why? It doesn't make any sense. Stop looting. Stop rioting. Be his advocate. Speak out against it. Only in the last resort is the alternative. Last resort. Treat each other like human beings. Ridiculous. Ridiculousness is not the answer. These 4 officers should be held criminally liable. They should be sued. Civil liability should be put upon them as well. Put upon the department, the city. Sue whoever you can. Sue. Get the money. People care more about money, apparently, than people's rights and people's lives. So hit them where it hurts the most. In the pocketbook. But treat each other like human beings. This call is to my fellow Americans in Minneapolis. Be his advocates. Stop being destructive. Be his advocate. Be safe. Be vigilant. Be human. And I'm out.